And now, please welcome founder and CEO of Groceryshop, Anil Agarwal. Founder and president of Groceryshop, Simran Rekhi Agarwal. And Groceryshop's co-founder and chief content officer, Zia Daniel Wigder.
I'm coming home tonight. Meet me in the valley where the kids collide into the morning. Oh my God,
Welcome to our very first grocery shop. How food and non-food products are created and sold is changing. And so is how consumers discover, shop for, and buy those products. These changes are not your everyday, incremental kinds of changes. They are transformative changes that impact both front-end customer experiences and back-end business operations in ways that the grocery and CPG ecosystem hasn't seen in decades. For those of you familiar with the New York Times bestseller, Who Moved My Cheese? Simply put, this is cheese-moving change. It's cheese-moving change because it's disrupting the head of the demand curve, not just the long tail. Yet these changes should not be surprising. They've been anticipated for more than 25 years. Since the internet started gaining widespread adoption, it hasn't been a question of if things will change in grocery and CPG, it's been a question of when. It's now broadly acknowledged the time has come. And that's why we created Groceryshop. For more than 7 years, our team has been working across several multi-trillion-dollar industries to help them navigate their migration to the most current version of the digital age. We've been doing this by creating events that serve as catalysts for the growth and development of these industries. We started in 2011 by creating the world's largest event for fintech and the evolution of consumer payments, called Money 2020. This was the first industry to be disrupted by digital because change did not have to wait for the consumer to drive it. It was driven by regulation and government intervention that followed the financial crisis and forced banks and payments companies to put consumers first. The tipping point to digital came when large tech companies that saw payments as a hook into shopping entered the picture at right around the same time. When we were starting Money 2020, I was at one of these tech companies leading business development for Google Wallet, following Google's acquisition of my tech startup. We followed Money 2020 with the launch of ShopTalk in 2015, which in just 24 months became the world's largest conference for retail and e-commerce at over 8,000 attendees. With ShopTalk, we anticipated the disruption of retail before it was apparent to most. And for 3 years, we've helped lead the broad retail and e-commerce industry beyond an omni-channel dialogue to focus on disruption that's now squarely led by the consumer. Last year, we launched a groundbreaking event for healthcare called Health. And this year, we're absolutely thrilled to launch Groceryshop. While we organize and produce events, I hope you can tell we are anything but a traditional events company. For each of our events, we help build the definitive new ecosystem for innovation. We do that by overcoming traditional silos and outdated cliques and replacing them with a fresh and engaged community that includes everyone from startups to the establishment and from consumer-facing brands to tech companies, investors, and media. In doing this, we're beholden only to the greater good, not any single constituent. Each of our events is designed to become a key part of the fabric of the ecosystem. We create fresh, modern dialogues with intellectually honest agendas and speaker lineups. There's no favoritism, pay-to-play, or bias of any kind. Our goal with Groceryshop is to have as meaningful an impact on the grocery and CPG ecosystem as we've had in other industries. To do that, we're bringing the learning and experience from the earlier disruption of these other industries to you. At a high level, we've seen industries evolve for digital through 3 major stages. First, from a legacy normal that has dominated for decades, where short-term readily attainable growth was prioritized over long-term investments. Second, into a period of disruptive change caused by the convergence of huge shifts in consumer behavior, technology, and competition. And third, from that period of disruptive change into a sustained new normal, where the industry embraces ongoing disruptive innovation to meet changing needs and expectations. Grocery and CPG are now moving from the disruptive period into the new normal, following a period where broader retail has already done that. This is where we believe Groceryshop can help. We know how to build a community of innovators at scale, create the right opportunities to learn, and facilitate curated networking. Our goal is to provide you with the ideas and insights you need to guide your business models, continue to engage your customers, and drive your bottom lines. But even with the many unique value propositions that we have to offer at the beginning of any event, our shows get better every year because we listen very carefully and we iterate very fast. So please share your thoughts and feedback with us. We promise you'll see the results of doing that. And I look forward to getting to know many of you in the process. Thank you again for joining us, and have an amazing show.
Thanks, Anil, and a really warm welcome to all of you. We believe that the right conversations with the right people can help you serve your customers better and make your business stronger. And that's one of our goals here at Groceryshop. In just the 5 months since we announced the launch of Groceryshop, we've been able to create the right starting point for a new and incredibly important event for the industry. That starting point includes more than 350 people who've joined us as part of our hosted Retailers and Brands program. While this allows retailers and brands at Groceryshop to be here pretty much budget-free, just as importantly, it will facilitate over 2,250 double opt-in meetings with over 150 tech companies, providing an incredibly efficient way to learn about the latest solutions that can help your business. Anil touched on the quality of our agenda and speaker lineup, but we know that people learn in many different ways. So we've introduced small group format discussions called Table Talks, where you can learn from each other on specific topics you're interested in. Almost 200 of you are participating in over 30 Table Talks tomorrow. So while you're here at Groceryshop, in your everyday exchanges with each other, we encourage you to contribute and share, because as peers, you can help produce learning that's engaging and powerful. Now we know it can be hard to approach someone you don't know and just strike up a conversation. So we've added a little something to help. You'll notice that some people have an icon of a dog or a cat or even a goldfish on their badge. These indicate their pets. For example, my badge has a cat icon on it. And this is Fig in a blanket. So if you're not sure how to start a conversation, just ask about their pet. And if you didn't answer the pet question when you registered, you can pick up a pet icon sticker at the reg desk to put on your own badge. Over time, as we get bigger, we'll engage you on a more personalized basis to ensure that you get the learning and networking that's most important to you. Our ability to do this at scale is because of the proprietary systems and software we've built specifically for this industry. As I hope you can tell, we're a relentlessly product-focused organization. While our various programs and formal agenda are important, we also really care about the quality of your entire experience at Groceryshop. We're on-site and highly visible so that we can get you everything you need to have an amazing and productive show. If there's anything we can do to help you during the next few days, just let us know. Feel free to grab me, Anil, or Zia, or tell anyone on the Groceryshop team in a blue t-shirt what we can do for you. Thanks so much for joining us. And here's Zia.
Thank you, Anil and Simran. I wanted to conclude with a few comments on some of the major changes in grocery and CPG that we'll be discussing in depth at Groceryshop. First, the digital transformation of grocery has been one of the biggest shifts in the industry in decades, affecting everyone and everything from the stores to the supply chain and from e-commerce to technologies across the entire organization. At our March event, Shop Talk, we explore all retail categories, everything from toys and home improvement, and from apparel to electronics. Many of these categories are far along on their digital transformation journey. In some categories like apparel, around 25% of all sales already take place online. In consumer electronics, it's upwards of 30%. By contrast, in grocery and CPG, today just 2 to 3% of sales occur online. Grocery e-commerce is expected to grow quickly, however, with some analysts predicting Americans could spend 10 to 20% of their grocery dollars online in the next 5 to 10 years. And the US is far from the only country where grocery e-commerce is nascent. In most other parts of the world, the percentage of online grocery and CPG revenues remain low. However, in several countries, e-commerce rates are considerably higher. In some of the larger markets in Europe and Asia, in particular the UK, France, Japan, and China, shoppers are buying between 5 and 10% of all their groceries online. In digitally advanced South Korea, that figure gets closer to 20%. And yes, the US differs from all of these markets in a variety of ways, from our relatively low population density to the fragmented nature of the US grocery industry. However, a note of caution for those who attribute our low online grocery figures to consumers' desire to touch and feel products before buying. This argument has been made numerous times before by skeptics. Think clothing, footwear, beauty, even mattresses. E-commerce, however, grows quickly as the breadth and simplicity of offerings rises. When digital ordering, pickup, and delivery become easy and affordable, consumers migrate to these options. Convenience is an incredibly powerful motivator, no matter what the category. Second, another change we'll be exploring at Groceryshop is in consumer preferences. Shoppers around the globe are demanding products that are healthier for their bodies and the environment and that support their unique lifestyles. The demand for many curated products is growing as large CPGs, grocery retailers, small independent brands, and venture-backed startups all vie for consumer dollars. And just as consumer preferences are changing, so too is consumer behavior. Spending habits are changing as shoppers shift wallet share to experiences like eating out and to new product areas like pet care. They continue to expand their use of connected devices, and what they look for from stores is changing. Experiences have emerged as a critical part of shopping. Consumers want more than just a vast array of products. They want to be able to share their experiences with others, leading to an explosion of Instagrammable store experiences. And they don't necessarily want one-stop shopping anymore. They frequent multiple stores to fill their grocery needs. We'll be diving into all of these changes and more as we hear from almost 200 amazing speakers on our agenda at Groceryshop. We're thrilled all of you are here for our inaugural event and can't wait to meet you over these next few days. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Thank you, Anil, Simran, and Zia.